technology.
Via Sistina's charging. Zugotcha in front from Via Sistina. Oh, photo finish. Via Sistina rattling home.
Pinstripe coming up to Mr. Brightside, who leads it by a head, digging in deep. Pinstripe coming after him. Pinstripe, EJ, you've done it! Mornington Glory from Estriella, still Mornington Glory, and Mornington Glory, Montavoya, Mr. Brightside wearing her down, Pride of Jenny, Mr. Brightside, stripe to stripe, but Mr. Brightside back to back.
4 Group 1s this season. We've had some wonderful stories like EJ and Benji winning their first Group 1, and then you combine that with the Hayes boys with their dynasty, and also Chris Waller. And what story will unveil itself today? Can Plaster Carousel show her best French form and win today with Mark Zara in the saddle? Or could it be Coco's son for the McAvoys and also Jamie Carr? And, well, it's wonderful to have Tyler Schiller here riding the Caulfield Cup favourite in Faulkner Park. How good is this girl, Autumn Glow? She's unbeaten at the moment. And let's go back in time when Katie McDonald, well, she predicted this girl is good.
My bold prediction for the spring. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think a little filly called Autumn Glow will be unbeaten. I love Autumn Glow because I think she's pretty special, and I think she is absolutely the incarnation of her sire, the Autumn Sun, in the way that she looks and also the way that she gallops.
Oh, it's mouth-watering, isn't it? So here is the Darley Princess Series for the 3-year-old fillies. Amina, Manal, they race again today, but the new blood, Katie, is Autumn Glow. Do you stick with your prediction?
Yes, I do, in a big way. I love this filly. I just think we still haven't seen the best of her yet, and she's just in the right stable and has the right jockey on board today, who will actually ride her for the first time race day, but he's done a lot of work on her at the stables and, as always, held her in high regard.
Well, hopefully Emma Freedman's not listening to that, or Michael Freedman. They're combining now for a chat. Of course, Michael trains Manal.
Catching up with Michael Freedman, who saddles up Manal in the T-Rose today, and we know that the 1400 metres is right in her sweet spot.
Yeah, we hope so. Obviously, it's a bit of a different race with the inclusion of Autumn Glow, who, you know, they've got a very big opinion of, and a couple of other sort of fresh faces on the scene. So she's had a good couple of weeks. She's saddled up really well, so hopefully that augurs well.
It's an interesting point you make about Autumn Glow. Do you worry about opposition? I mean, you can't control the things that you can't control, but, I mean, she comes in, she's the only Group 1 winner in the race.
Yeah, look, as you say, there's not much you can do about your opposition. You just got to focus on your own horse and have him here in as good a condition as you can have him. And I think she's probably as relaxed as I've seen her for this preparation, which I'm hoping is a good sign.
Good luck.
Thanks, Anne.
The Peacock Lounge is an interesting little lounge that we've got here at the Wing Stand. Of course, we've got some beautiful models out there and drawing in the crowd. Here it is. It's a bar where you go to have a little bit of fun, some drinking happening, some DJs playing in there, and I might check it out a little bit later. And it's fascinating because Michael Freedman, off the back of that interview, we call him the Peacock.
We do. In our group chat, there's 5 of us in the group chat, and he is known as the Peacock. Likes to parade around Randwick, as does Manal, and she looks a treat today. She's relaxed, she's in the zone, she's a Group 1 winner. I think she's going to be hard to beat. She steps up to the trip where she won her Group 1 in the Sires. Of course, she faces Autumn Glow, and that's going to be a big talking point, but I cannot fault this filly today.
No, nor can I. She's going to get a nice run in transit, and she'll get her chance. Here's Amina, a tricky barrier to contend with, but gee, she's having a great preparation. Loved her win first up in the Silver Shadow, where she showed really good fight on that occasion, and then narrowly beaten by Manal in the Furious. So Look, I think she's going to be certainly suited by the 1400 metres, tricky barrier, so she might have to go back from that barrier, or maybe she might go forward. We'll have to see. Here's Erno's Cube.
She's a very consistent filly, this one. She has been, up and racing for a long while in terms of, she matched it with the best of them really early days and then kept racing all through the Magic Millions. She had a spell after the Percy Sykes. She resumed in the Silver Shadow and she ran on really well, so she's looking for the 7 furlongs.
I think she's a sneaky chance, Erno's Cube. Here's El Morizillo, who ran super in the Furious Stakes, where she was only beaten a length and a half and she had flashing red lights on her. I think she still has to step up a little bit, couple of lengths with the big fillies, but she certainly looks like the 1400 will be suited.
And CJ Graham comes down from Queensland to ride Lazura. She was not disgraced one bit in the Furious behind Manal and Amina. This filly by Snitzel, Tommy Berry sticks with her and stepping up to the 1400 for the first time today.
Yeah, I suppose we keep referencing the Furious Stakes, but they did seem like there wasn't much between them, so you could throw a blanket over them in the finish. And that's where this girl is different, because she comes through a different form line here on the up and coming, where she was a super performance. She won and still looked like we hadn't gotten to the bottom of her yet. So no doubt will be a big improver off having those couple of runs under her belt. And as I said, she's parading in top style.
More territory. Zach Lloyd, Tom Charlton and John O'Shea team up here. Another one who comes out of the Furious. We sound like broken records, but Zach Lloyd looking for a treble today. She's at big odds, but maybe she'll be looking for the mile going forward. You would suspect that might be her go. Bella Khadija, Adam Hieronymus and Brad Whittock combined here, jumping up from 72 to Group 2 level. It's a big jump.
It is. It'll be a bit of a shock. They're big odds there for a reason, but she's a handy enough filly.
And the final horse in the field is Snow in May, who is unbeaten. So we've got 2 unbeaten fillies in this field.
And they're both by the Autumn Sun.
Yeah, well done. Kieran McAvoy to ride for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton. What I liked about her win at Newcastle, which was in a Class 1, is that she was in difficulties down the straight, but she managed to extricate herself from the problems that she found. But it is a step up in grade.
Yeah, absolutely. And she looked like she was a brave in defeat, a brave winning that. Sorry, she didn't get defeated because she's undefeated. She's certainly got to step up, though, I think, here.
But I think the stable have quite an opinion of her going forward. Let's check in with Anthony Manton for a market update for the T-Rose.
Autumn Glow favourite, now $2.30 on tab fixed odds. That was the same price they went up on Wednesday. She did bottom out at about $1.95. And they're just pushing the boundaries closer to start time, now out to $2.30. Manal, when I arrived on course this morning, was as much as $3.90, is now $3.20, so best back to beat the favourite. Amina has been 6 out to $8.50. It is easy. Erno's Cube around that $10, $11 mark. Lazura likewise hasn't changed too much, now currently $13. Now, if there's to be a roughie to upset them, Snow in May. $51 on Wednesday, that was quickly taken, is now $18 on tab fixed odds. El Morizillo's at 19, more territories 23. Bella Khadija, the roughie, at $101. Was gambling really costing you? Free and confidential support. Number, website on your screen.
Group 2 race is the T-Rose Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies over 1,400 metres. And Katie, has been won by superstars like Sunline, Samantha Miss, More Joyous, First Seal, Guelph, Elise, Zugotcha 2 years ago. It's a beauty, and we honour T-Rose, who was the 1944 Canterbury Stakes, Rosehill Guineas, Craven Plate and Derby winner. That is an exceptional performance for a filly. So appropriately named this race, and just remind our audience who you've got on top.
Yeah, it's tough to go past Autumn Glow for me. I love this filly ever since I saw her at the early trials, and a favourite of mine was the Autumn Sun. I used to love watching him gallop, and she just reminds me so much of her sire in looks and the way that she can cover the ground. So I'm with her. She brings a different form line through a lot of these other fillies that have come through the Furious. So it's going to be really interesting to see how she lines up here. Who are you with, Richo?
Yeah, I'm with her, and I'm with her big time. James McDonald's won this race on 2 occasions. Fun Star and Zugotcha, who went on to win Group 1s. And your feeling is that this girl has the ability to do exactly that. Who's the market mover, Manto?
Yeah, it is number 6, Richo, Autumn Glow. So they just pushed the boundaries, the tab traders. They put up 230. That was as far as they got. Now back into 210. And the late money, the real big money coming closer to start time, is clearly with number 6, Autumn Glow.
Oh, Katie, that looked juicy, didn't it? The $2.30. If you are looking for a roughie, for mine, it's More Territories. Loved her first up run, limited amount of room in the straight. And I think there's a little X factor about her. I think she can run well. There's Erno's Cube. Well, what a beauty she's been, Katie. I mean, the reality for her is she just keeps pumping into this terrific batch of 3-year-olds, these nice fillies, both as a 2-year-old and as a 3-year-old. She's been competitive with them, but they're a pretty good bunch.
Yeah, they sure are. And I loved her run in the Silver Shadow first up behind Amina there. So, yeah, she's had that extra week between runs. And, yeah, I think it's really well placed here from Kieran Maher. And Snow in May, O'Shea, Charlton, they've got a really good hand in this race, of course, with More Territories as well, a filly that you like. They're loading up nice and quick here, and it's going to be a really, really exciting race.
Here we go. The T Rose Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies, Group 2, over 1,400 metres.
Look to be the last two. So Amina moves in, More Territories locked away, and the light is on. Ready to go in the T Rose Stakes. The fillies are set to fly, and away they go now. Snow in May a bit tardy out off the inside, and Manal jumped particularly well. So do Autumn Glow on the outside, is moving up on the outside of Manal. Pretty steady tempo in the early part. At Erno's Cube pushes through on the rails, going to third from Bella Khadija. They're followed then by Snow in May from More Territories. Taken back, Amina will park on the outside of Elmore Zillow. So it's Manal in front, hacking along in the lead by a length to the favourite Autumn Glow. They're followed by Erno's Cube, railing to third, Bella Khadija wide out around Lazura. Then Snow in May from More Territories, Elmore Zillow, and a half the outside to Amina. So about 7 lengths covering the field inside the 800, and Manal being cuddled by a half length now to Autumn Glow. Followed then by Erno's Cube, right on the back of the speed from Bella Khadija and Lazura, right there between runners. Further back to Snow in May, More Territories, Elmore Zillow, and on the outside Amina is last of all. So it's Manal and Autumn Glow, the two favourites, stride for stride, turning for home. And Manal on the fence just leads from the Autumn Glow, just given a liven up down the outside, and now Autumn Glow lays down the challenge to Manal. Autumn Glow and Manal stride for stride. Erno's Cube the fence, and then came Lazura. It's Autumn Glow. She's really starting to use this action of hers, and the fillies bounding away with the T Rose. Autumn Glow remains unbeaten. Jumping out of the ground, Snow in May's in a photo for second with Manal, followed by Lazura. Then came Erno's Cube from Elmore Zillow, More Territories, Amina, and Bella Khadija was last to finish.
Is she good? Damn straight she's good. She's a Group 2 winner now, and aiming towards the Group 1. She's by the Autumn Sun. A mile will not stop her. The obvious favourite from a flight stakes point of view. She's actually a nomination and paid up so far in all Caulfield Guineas. Does she tackle the boys after that? But she's really, really good, Lizzie and Katie. Katie, I'll start with you. Your prediction? Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Isn't she an absolute star? I must say, James, from a speed map point of view, probably didn't want to ride her like that, but he had to because there just wasn't any natural speed in the race. So a super ride, and had so much confidence in this filly, because you could see that he could have quite easily have put a lot more pressure on Manal, but he had so much confidence in the filly that she was always going to beat Manal, and yet he took all the other horses out of play because they were going so slow in front. So take my hat off to that ride by James McDonald, and she is something special, Richo.
Yeah, well said. Lizzie, a lot to like about that. Chris Waller will make his way through the tunnel to chat to Em, but while he makes his way there, 1,600 metres. Can't wait to see her there.
That's when I think she's going to be at her very best. And it was interesting to hear what Katie was saying about how she moves and how much she reminds her of her sire, the Autumn Sun, because that's exactly how she gallops. She gets her head down, that big, long action, and she was really, really winding up strongly. You could see Manal was trying her very, very best. She probably just reaches her top at the 1,400 metres, but she still ran super. And you can see the charges back in the field as well. There was a few really good performances. More Territories, Snow in May. Gosh, there's a lot to like about the second horse in particular, and Lazura as well. So there is some very nice fillies. I still think Snow in May as well. You'd have to give her an opportunity. She's only so lightly raced. Her second career run this preparation, only 3 starts. So very similar profile to Autumn Glow.
Yeah, she's run really well. Here's M with Chris Waller.
Chris, this filly's serious business, and we've suspected that from the debut in a 72 when she smashed it. Group 3, Group 2. Give us your assessment of her.
I'm pretty much following what you've just said. She's always shown us ability. We haven't been afraid to keep stepping her up. And like today, we haven't been afraid to just ride her a little bit differently. I gave James the open mind of see how she jumps. They're not making up a lot of ground. Just make sure she's comfortable wherever she is.
And the tricky gate as well. Are we going to the flight? Is that the plan, and then we pull up stumps for the preparation?
I'll speak to the owners, but that would be mine. She's still a baby. I know she's 3, but she's still very immature in my opinion. And I think the more we look after her, the more she'll look after us long term.
You've trained some very good mares and very good fillies. Where is she in those mares and fillies kind of power rankings?
She's number 10 at the moment.
Very good. Congrats.
Thanks.